In the last episode, we were introducing carnivores to most of our biomes, so let's see how that went, and let's play Tyto Ecology. It's also time to, since we're going to load for a bit, it's time to address some comments I've been receiving lately. Firstly, somebody, I think someone with Alpha in the name, mentioned that my videos would have more views if I had a better frame rate and a better microphone. Yes, maybe. I will certainly concede to that. It's probably true. However, there are a few things I have to say about that. First off, since that was posted on a Tyto Ecology video, I suppose part of the blame goes to the game, which can get quite stressful for most machines, because especially at this point there is quite a lot going on in the biome, and they actually went quite a way to optimize it to make it better on most machines, but still you will encounter a point, especially if you do well, where most computers will have a certain amount of chugging going on. Oh my god. 12 notifications is bad. Secondly, of course, the problem is that I would like to upgrade my gear, most certainly, but I can't just snap my fingers and make money happen. In fact, I've tried it several times, it didn't work. Alright, that's something I forgot. I was kinda about to verify my game data integrity, which I probably should have done before recording. The thing is, it takes a while, and I just stop it now. Damn it. Are we done now? Thank you. Okay, we just lost a group of mushrooms. I think it was here. Okay, we don't have many juveniles here or here, so the turtles have been mostly wiped out, although I suppose those might have been... No, they haven't been starving as of yet. The ocelots surely also haven't. Did I add another... Actually, those would have been supposed to reproduce. Anyway, we have a group of yellow-footed tortoises, moths have died, and a group of morphos have... Okay, all the insects have died. Well, most of them have in fact died in Zone 1. And I suppose we have the culprit... Oh, no, that's not the culprit. Are you the culprit for that? I don't know. However, we have quite a lot of dead animals, and an almost dead stranglerfig. Why is it looking like that? It shouldn't look like that. It should have leaves and stuff. I mean, it has full leaves here. Okay, anyway, let's get some insects back here. And that's actually the thing I dislike about them. You really... Right. I want to start with some ants, because those are usually plentiful. Put them here. And some earthworms over here. And the mushrooms in here. I'm sorry, my throat is a bit... I don't know, I might be getting a cold. I might be getting a cold again. Well, I say again, it has been quite a while since I last had one. Although it's not something I was very keen on having back. Okay, we might also want to add some more plant life here, because this is probably not doing too well. I saw one of the notifications said a group of things was starving. Also, what is eating those? What exactly would be eating those ants? We have no frogs in that area. We have no... we have nothing here that would eat ants. So what's up with this group? I have no idea. Okay, aside of that, I was sure these should have reproduced by now. They didn't, apparently. All the juveniles died for some reason. Might be the case, but it shouldn't. Okay, also we had a lot of pollinators die out here. Luckily those blue morphos have... Oh no, they have died. They just haven't despawned. That's weird. That is most certainly weird. But there's nothing we can do about it. We'll just have to put in some more of them. And that also heavily impacts your plant life, as you can see here. Well, that and the sheer amount of things eating it. Although the agoutis have been knocked down quite a bit. I mean, those are still doing way too fine. But as long as one population remains intact, I actually don't care about the others dying off. In fact, we need something here to eat them. How does armadillos doing? They had juveniles, so I guess it's time to add in some more predators. We have ocelots. And the group of blue morphos has died. Oh, that's the group we just mentioned there. Yeah, I guess the frogs were doing that. All the agouti are secretly insectivores, I don't know. All those are no, those should all be herbivores, so I have no idea what killed the insects there. Or what's killing this group of ants. Oh no, it's recovering. Those guys are starving. And it would be nice to see how what killed it, if that was just because it starved or if that was because it was killed by something. And again, I don't know where it was, but I think it had half the meat points left, so I suppose it was killed by something, or at least eaten by something. Okay, we need more plants here. Anything that's pretty much carrying fruits now? Yes, the Amazon flame tree. So we'll put one of those here, and that should be keeping those turtles fed. And then a few more weeks and they can eat those berries here, and everything should be well. Okay, so I'm trying to do as little as possible in those biomes. And while that's been said, anything else we need to take care of? No. So this place is just going to stay like that. I decided that. Okay, we needed more species in here. How my green iguana's doing? Pretty fine as well. Okay, so I think actually we could spruce this place up with a few more species. Do I have a flame tree here? I don't seem to have one. I have one there. Has it been eaten? Very little of it has been eaten. The strangler fig, which just had its texture pop in right now, should also be... I think it should be a bit more leafy, but no idea what happened there. I kind of feel like we should have one over here as well. We're very low on strangler figs. We'll put some of those here. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Why does the other one not have... I guess they don't have leaves when they're in... They also don't have fruits. They don't have anything when they're in fruiting. And again, did that just... No, I'm not just not seeing it. I guess I really have to verify my game data, because that might just be something off here. Anyway, I wanted to... Oh, there is a flame tree here. In that case, say hello to the tapir, whatever. Another herbivore species that will hopefully do well here. And what I wanted to add, because we have those marsh deer, which haven't reproduced yet. That's kind of worrying. But the agouti have, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add cougars. Or do I want to add something else? I mean, I could add capybaras first. Let's do that. Let's add some capybaras here. Those are fruiting in 3 weeks, so they should certainly make it. This papaya almost made it to maturity, which I think is very rare for fruit trees in my biomes to actually happen. Okay, so let's throw in capybaras over here. Although, wait, how big is the ocelot? The ocelot is small, so if we add a capybara, it should only be able to eat the babies of that, if at all. So we'll probably throw it over here, where it might starve to death, but it's reasonably safe. I'm also going to add in another of those... do we still have pineapples? I want to see that. Give me plants. Let's see. Pineapples. We do. Lovely. I didn't think those would still survive, but they do. I think I've had a few games where they were pretty much eaten instantly, and well, obviously never made a return. But this time we're doing better. Okay, let's put one of those flame trees over here. Since there is quite a bit of herbivorism going on, herbivore would actually be also proper, right? They eat trees. Is there an herbivore thing? Anyway, why is that not... Oh, of course, that can't be pollinated. And the question is, do I want to add more carnivores? Do I want to add ocelots or something? And I'm half tempted to add them here, but they have a humongous range. I can show you that. No, not ocelots. Jaguars or cougars. When I have the energy, do I? I don't know. I almost have it. What's that notification? I think that was the old one. Okay. So as you can see here, they have a humongous range. So they will still eat everything in here. Then again, I could just move them a bit closer to, say, here. And that way they don't have too much overlap. They will, however, probably target the tapirs over there. Oh well, it can't be helped. Let's place them. Because I'm somewhat wary of those. And also, why would those guys have low population? There should not have been anything eating them. Unless, of course, they've starved or something. Look at that, we have a cougar. Is it hunting? It doesn't seem to be. No, it shouldn't, because it currently has full hunger, so I think they start hunting at... I forgot what the post says. The devs actually posted that somewhere on the Steam forums. I think they start hunting at 80 hunger or so, and they will just go on until they succeed. Although there is a certain bit of downtime involved as well. It's kind of interesting to do. And I'm actually happy they allow the hunts to fail, because otherwise that was just ridiculous. When hunts were pretty much safe, you'd end up with no herbivores left in your biome. Anyway, I think that's it for the jungle. You can see that the longer time goes on, the more stuff happens because of the game does get slower, and it also gets more hectic. You have to replace more, you have to step in more, or you can just leave it and ignore that and see how that leads, or where that leads. Okay, I don't know why I still have this biome at 6 months, but yeah. Also, I was about to get back on the comment. I believe my headset is on the way out, so there might be an upgrade coming in there reasonably soon. However, I probably won't be able to upgrade my other equipment, that is, buy a better computer for the foreseeable future, which in my case is actually I don't have much foreseeable future. I don't plan more than a week ahead, so I still don't plan to buy a new computer for the time being, because the old one is doing reasonably well. I just stick with older games for that very reason. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. The microphone might be upgraded soon-ish. I'll still probably go with the headset one, because I just prefer those. Because I just don't have to keep my face next to the microphone. I can do this, and it works for me. Although I guess a better one would not go amiss. And since my income this month is actually reasonably okay, and it might be for the next few months as well, I'm tempted to upgrade it to a certain degree. Also, if you hear that amount of pings, of notifications, that's always a warning sign. I don't like it already. I have no idea what we're going to see. There's also one pretty rare bug that wipes out the entire biome. I think we've had more than 9 pings. Okay, so let's see. What has died? The fish have died. We can replenish that. A group of garter snakes has died. Frogs have died. Deer mice have died. Deer mice have died. Okay, we get achievements. fish, deer mice. Okay, that's the old stuff. But since I think we had half a year passing here, we had to look back further than like what did we look back? I usually do only 12 weeks. Okay, so we have things that have died, I think, over here. Yeah, I believe we had a bit of a population over there. So we lost frogs, deer mice, and garter snakes. Not sure to what. It might have been the rattlesnakes. Also, I didn't know that bisons only had one child. That's very little. I was hoping that they would give me at least 2 to 3. I mean, the group won't grow very quick at that rate. Look at that. Although they might have more than one a year, so it might balance out. On the other hand, big species usually only have very, very few children. It's the same with humans. It takes a long time to make a human. Also, how's our rabbit problem doing? It is pretty... I think it got a bit better. Then again, we have 41 juveniles here, and those are about to reproduce, so I think we can still safely say we're boned. And I'm not sure if the bobcats here did anything to solve the problem. They might have. I also see that a bit of the area has been deforested. But it's not that much, so it's okay. Whoa, 46 juveniles. I actually had that in my first tutorial game of this. You're tasked to place some prairie dogs, and they would never survive the first predator. Do I need more deer mice here? What are all those things? What are you? Purple coneflower. Okay, so I don't think we need more deer mice here, because we have a lot of them here and here. So I guess some more frogs would be nice, though, because I'm not sure if the rattlesnakes have the... Actually, they are close enough, but we'll still put in some frogs here. And if we do frogs, we might as well do ants. I just like the idea of having ants near the frogs, because those have such humongous amounts of... well, there are just so many of them. Although I'm not sure if one ant fills as much as one honeybee or one moth or whatever. I mean, I would suppose they do, because a butterfly or a moth is a hell of a lot bigger than an ant, but I don't exactly know all the mechanics of the game, so yeah, not sure. I think this grass is about to spread, so we might actually see some foliage in here very soon. Except mushrooms, which don't quite count as foliage, I think. We also have a bit of a forest going on here, which is pretty nice. The cottonwood actually got eaten to some degree, which is interesting. I'm not sure what would eat it, but yeah. I'd also like to see this maybe drop at some point. I don't know, do they drop their leaves? I've not seen them yet. Also note the lovely outside here, which reminds me that the developers Immersed Games, which are the fine guys who made this game, have recently released Tyto Online in, I think, alpha mode, or alpha stage. Might actually be beta already, I don't know. And the chances are I'm going to give that a try. I think they said Tyto Ecology was actually taken out of that game as a standalone game for, I think, financial reasons. And knowing that, I'm kind of interested in seeing how it goes, and I might actually give that a try soonish, and I would like to actually let's play it as well. I mean, I have the permission already, so that's cool. I mean, the guys at Immersed Games were quite quick to grant that. Actually asked them on the Steam forums, and yeah, they are down for that. And since I have a more than moderate interest in science, I'm really looking forward to that and to seeing how they how their spin on it was, and how it goes, and how much I'll be able to learn out of it, or if I think it's it's a well done learning experience or not. So that's pretty interesting to me. I'll have to see how I have time though, because it's can be quite stressful, and work is taking quite a large chunk of my time away, but it should be okay. I guess I'll find some time at some point. I'll also have to upgrade my connection at some point. Probably in the near future. I just have to take my contract and go to the store and then sort that out. Although I might actually have to... I'm still considering to change my provider. Okay, so here's our desert. It looks deserted, which I suppose might be intentional. Let's see what the notifications say. So, in Zone 2 and Zone 3 we lost some insects and some honeybees. Bugger off. And some ants. So Zone 2 and 3 have some pretty heavy insectivores going on. These desert tortoises here are also kind of bothering me. Well, they're not physically bothering me, but I find that they might need a bit of controlling. And these rabbits, that's actually what you kind of want to see. They're growing very slowly. They still have one juvenile, and they're going to reproduce in 1 week. So a small amount of them made it to the next period, which means that there's a chance that more of them will make it to the next one. But this is okay too. They're not growing too quick. They're not outgrowing your predators, so that is fine. This here is dangerous because I always believe that if the group has so many juveniles, then trouble arises somewhere, and this is way too much. We'll have to kill those. What's up with those guys? They are low in population because of rattlesnakes, I guess. Okay, also Zone 2, that is here. Oh yeah, I see the problem. The problem being deer mice and those ridiculous amounts of jackrabbits, which might probably be easy, or they might not be a problem in the desert, but they are a problem here. I mean, look at the amount of plant life we have. It's not that much. It's not that that lush, and there's just not enough for them to go around. And I believe the deer mice will also happily take... I still believe those are actually insectivores. And it's just kind of misrepresented in the game. But yeah, those have been known to munch on insects whenever they get a chance. Also, I think I need something bigger here. I think I need something bigger than a bobcat or a burrowing owl. So I suppose a cougar would be a very good idea, because that should also get me a grip on those desert tortoises here. Because those can actually crack their shells, so this will control them to some extent. Which sounds like a reasonable plan to me. Although they should have all their hands busy with hunting rabbits and stuff. But yeah, I think it's a good time to introduce them. And I hope they won't just spend all their time fishing. Okay, we also need more pollinators, because Zone 2 and Zone 3 have been depollinated as well. Let's keep adding more detrivores though. And a few mushrooms as well. Some over here, and some over here. I really don't like placing those manually, but what can you do? Okay, let's put in some more honeybees over here. And marine blue butterfly. And since everything else grows, I guess I kind of go overboard with those insects as well. Yeah, I have to compensate for the lack of other things. Okay. We should probably also unlock more species here in the near future. It's also interesting to see that nothing has spread in this direction so far. Although the jointfish should have a reasonable go at it. I guess I'll have to help that along. Let's put in some Galeta grass. This looks like a great place for a grassy patch. There's a lot of water around. So let's also put in some desert willows. Those were also, according to the biodex, those tend to grow near water, so let's place them near water. Oh, they're actually fruiting right now. That's cool to know. Let's actually put one of those here. Oh, there is one of them here. And I like to see that the fruits have mostly been eaten. I was hoping to see some small trees here as well. Is that a desert? It is a desert willow. So I'm hoping that we actually get more trees, but I think since trees have very little, or young trees have very little leaves for most of their lives, it's very difficult to actually grow more trees. I'm not sure how that changes over time, but I believe that it's really hard to get more trees because so very few of them reach the age at which they have a reasonable chance to grow, and at which they can bear fruit and reproduce and all that stuff. Do what trees do best. Okay, final biome for now. The Himalayan biome. I'm not sure how we done on time because I didn't bother setting up a countdown. Also, my phone didn't freeze yet, which might not sound impressive, but it has done that for a while now, and I've looked up the issue, actually sent it in and got it back, and it seems that the display is freezing. So it does whatever it did before, and all the system keeps running. So, for example, if I have music on, I can still hear it. I can even adjust the volume because the buttons for that are on the sides. But I can't switch it off, for example, because the screen won't react, and since it's usually switched off, it just stays black, whatever I do. And I can like hard reset it, and that works, but it's not very pleasant to do. I don't like doing that. So I reset it to default, or to factory default, and apparently the culprit for that can be either the memory card I put in there, it can be, or it can be an app. And since I didn't go very crazy on apps, I only have like 4 apps on it, or I had 4 apps on it. And right now I've left it kind of naked, so it as to rule out the hardware as being the culprit. And it seems it's not the hardware. So I think I can go with another suspect next, which would probably be one of the 4 apps or my memory card. The latter would suck because it actually costs something to replace. But yeah, I guess it can't be helped sometimes. I guess it can't be helped. And I like seeing how those pomegranates here are doing really well for themselves. I'm not sure how many of them make it to maturity, but I like seeing how they still keep growing. We also have the honeysuckle here, which I think also has spread a bit. And we have all this stuff which is also doing nicely. Chinese pangolin is about to have babies. And this biome also actually seems to be doing best because all we have is animal splitting. We don't have anything dying in here, which is lovely to see. It really is lovely to see. Obviously, the elephants have not given birth yet. I mean, those take ages to do that anyway. I mean, I know the African elephants actually have a pregnancy that's, I think, over a year. So you would not be. It wouldn't be surprising to see those. I'm gonna say. I was about to say regular elephants, but Asian elephants take their sweet time with reproducing as well. Then again, their children are humongous, so there's not that much that would take on an elephant. We had, I think we introduced the fox over here lately, or last time. And it doesn't seem to do too well with the Pika control, because those are still having a go at it, and quite a good go. Look at that, they're doing actually very, they are quite painful for the mushrooms here. So let's put some honeysuckle in here, which should be in the effective range. Did I just jump around? No. Okay, so this should be in range for all of those. We'll also put in some... I want to have some more fruit in here, so I'm going to give them... Not bamboo. Bamboo would be bad. I guess there's some fairy grass for the time being. It doesn't have to last very long. It only has to, like, bridge. Actually, it might have to last for a while. I didn't want to select those. I wanted to select that, yeah. We're at 41, so this... Yeah, we were too late for the mushrooms. We'll just replace them. And put some earthworms next to them. Okay, so this is doing well for itself. Do we have stag beetles here? I do. Quite a few of them. So this plays, I think it's time to put in... What has eaten those... What has eaten the... Oh, that. I forgot I had something in here. I thought there was nothing but insects here, and I was surprised that this birch had apparently been chewed on. Quite substantially, actually. And this rhododendron here looks desolate. And those are pretty hungry muntjacs, it appears. I think we also had rhinos somewhere. Where did I put those? Over here? I was pretty sure I had them somewhere. And I'm also sure oh, there they are. And look at that, the place with the elephants and the rhinos is doing ridiculously well. Also, look at those pomegranates. I mean, those are doing amazing. I didn't think they would. But look at everywhere I place them, they just grow like, I don't know, mushrooms. Ironically, the mushrooms are doing far worse than the pomegranates here. I think it's usually the other way around. Look at that. Look at all those pomegranates. This is nuts. Okay. What was that notification? Oh, that was the mushrooms dying. Okay. Yeah, that has been addressed. Also, something I wanted to point out here is that those splitting territories tend to split very, very near each other, which is, I think, something that doesn't happen in nature. I think in nature, I think I've said this again, but anyway, it bears repeating. In nature, when a child actually leaves its parents, it tends to go away further than that. Like, this is literally no distance at all. And it tends to find its own source of food. Because it's, if the parents stop caring, they generally don't enjoy having it back that much. So, and it's not like the kids can come to visit for a moment or so. They are well advised to not do that. And just stay away. I'm not sure if a large animal would eat those pikas, but we're going to find out. I'm going to unlock the snow leopard. Leopard? Leopard? And we're going to put it right in here, where it's basically surrounded by tasty, tasty pikas. And we'll see how it will do for itself. I mean, it could also eat foxes if it prefers that. I would prefer it not to, but I suppose I'm not asked here. Also, do I have doles? What are doles anyway? They look like foxes to me. But we have them here and they're still not starved. They have a huge group size though. Would I get would I get more of this large animal than I would get of those apparently smaller foxes? I mean, the basic rule of thumb is that the smaller it is, the larger groups are, the larger the number of newborn animals each year is. But yeah, the fox kind of defies that rule for some reason. I guess it's the fox. Anyway, I think we have done all we can or we need to do in this biome. I'll have an eye on the rhododendron because I think we're having less of those. So apparently rhododendron is much tastier than pomegranates. Or, yeah, I think the problem is just something else. The problem is that those don't have edible leaves. So those plants cannot be killed unless they die in huge amounts of detritus. And those plants can be killed and they are eaten all year round. So I think that's a bit of a balancing issue that needs to be addressed at some point. There are also some other species that are not really eaten, like I think the purple coneflower in the grasslands is one of those, because it's toxic, so it can only be eaten by one species, which is an omnivore. So I think you can only have, I think the only creature that's able to eat toxic species in the grasslands is actually the badger. And the badger is, I don't think it's known to be eating plants if it has a choice. And so basically the milkweed, that's the thing. So yeah, that can only be eaten by one species, which does not really target it in any way, so that's kind of bad. And my solution to that, or the solution I suggested to that, was just add a bit of herbivorism to insects, so they would eat it. Or maybe eat a feeder insect, which really basically only serves as an insect that can be eaten, and it's an insect without a deeper purpose. Well, it has a purpose, but it's an insect that is just mostly there for being eaten and not there to pollinate or to consume detritus. Anyway, I think we have had enough nature for now. I think I have to upload this episode later on, and I'm actually glad I don't have that many comments, because I'm out of time and I barely replied to one. Well, I'm not out of time, but yeah, I'm just out of episode. So I'll see you all next time. Let's just click on one of these elephants. Teehee. Okay, also we will check how they eat, what they will go for. I mean, they have passed by the banji oak. And yeah, you see the frame rate is pretty low, I admit that. So they've passed by the banji oak. What will they eat? That would have been the obvious choice for me. Okay, this one went for the nothing. What is this guy eating? I suppose he'll go for this, because it looks like it has been chewed on before. No, he passes that as well. And he goes for not the rhododendron, not that pomegranate, because that is not edible. He goes for, he heads towards this seed, or this very small pomegranate. What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Nothing. Okay, I was hoping we could see them eating, but I have failed you all. And I'm not going to stick around and see until it actually eats. So I'll see you next time.